See? Now it was yellow. Okay, I can't even see the time. That's how bright it is. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Positivity Knitting Podcast. My name is Nicole, and it is always, my hand's itching. That means I want to get money. It's always fun when I'm able to sit down.
If I'm sitting next to you, there's always money transactions.
There's money happening. Okay. I'm always, you messed up my intro.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want to start again?
No.
Okay. Happy 60th episode.
Yeah, this is episode number 60. I lost track for a while. I think it was 58. I put episode 50 something. I could not keep up. But yep, this is episode number 60. Not that it matters. I don't care about the numbers. You know me, I'm not in it for the numbers. Right?
Not in it for the, no. Not at all. Me neither.
Mm-hmm. So if you're new to the podcast, this is my husband, Stu.
Hello.
And he's sitting here because we were sitting down because he decided that he wanted to have a podcast of his own talking about the things that he sees while he's flying around doing his job, doing what he does. Or just also like current news stories because he enjoys the banter that we do and he thinks that the world would enjoy it. I
like to share. I'm a sharer.
Yeah.
This is actually should have been for my podcast. I mean, that's what I like to do. I go out there.
That's because you're not a pro. I'm a bro. I got this.
Yeah. I go out there. I see it, and I want to share it.
You want to share it.
I want to share it. That's all. That's what I'm in it for.
Yeah, but when you started, when we were talking about your podcast, the whole thing was it's going to be this and this and this way, but it ended up being something totally different. Yeah. So now, next week, we're going to talk about eBay. Because eBay is always fun.
Or whatever comes up. Hopefully there will be other stuff to talk about. Next week's going to be very busy for me and for the Mundell family.
Really?
Yeah.
You're working a lot.
I'm working
This week coming up is the weekend. Sunday is my sister's birthday.
Happy birthday.
She doesn't watch. She'll be 38. So we'll be the same age for
3
about
months.
a month. No. That's weird.
4 months?
No, not even 4 weeks. Until I turn 39 on the 24th of February, so yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I have to make
I love
her...
the Maisha, by the way. I know she's not watching, so this
sister.
is really, truly... She is...
It's just for you guys.
Yes. Yeah, she is wonderful. She
But
is not a knitter.
Oh, no.
Not a crafter.
She likes to get... She's a getter. She likes to get it, right?
She enjoys the spoils of knitting.
She does.
Yes, she does.
She really does.
She does. But very, very, she's a wonderful woman. Very, very cool. Love her very much.
Mm-hmm. It's my sister. But I'm making her a German chocolate cake, and then we have to take her down. We have to take it down to her, but it was her birthday's on Sunday, but you got called into work on Sunday, which is a blessing.
Yes, it is.
It is a blessing. So then I can't do Sunday.
And I'm doing Monday also. Actually.
And Monday's a holiday. The 20th is a holiday for the boys. So, yeah. Oh, well, but that's good. So she's not getting anything knitted for her birthday because this year I'm being kind of selfish. I'm knitting and crocheting a lot of stuff selfishly, right?
Are you?
I think so.
Like what?
Well, okay, that's a good segue. Good job, honey.
We practiced that.
No, we didn't. Well, the first thing that I'm knitting that's kind of selfish, really. Well, not even knitting, is crocheting, right? The first thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about that I'm crocheting.
Whoops.
Things fall. is my Breaking Bad. You hear me say that?
Yeah, but
you didn't hear that part
that's not selfish. That's
my
no.
Breaking Bad.
Really? Because you're so into Breaking Bad?
No, I'm not into Breaking Bad. I'm into the accoutrement, as Martha Stewart would say, or the stuff that actually not even just the background. That crochet granny. How did I act when I saw the crochet granny square blanket on the?
I think it was like.
Yeah, right. You're not funny. You're not even funny. You ain't funny. So,
Turns out we're not the only people that noticed the throw.
Right,
behind
because
that. There's like a whole little culture, and and Nikki was researching it, and other people have been looking at it, but this is mine.
anyways, so so the Breaking Bad was a TV show that came on.
I think people know what Breaking Bad is.
You gotta assume that everybody doesn't watch Breaking Bad. Don't tell me how to do my podcast, okay?
They all know Breaking Bad.
No, they don't. And in case you don't know what Breaking Bad is, because I wouldn't if I wasn't living with him. It is a TV show about a teacher who gets cancer and decides the best way to make money for his cancer treatments because
And his family.
And
He's
his
trying to save his family. That's what it's all about.
and that's what it's supposed to. That's how it starts. That's the story
even
behind it.
at the end, he was all
in
about
the
his
end,
family.
yeah, but you know what? At a point in time anyway, this guy makes math. He decides the best way to make money and the quickest way to make money for his treatments and everything is to make math. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. It's like a phenomenon. It was a thing. You know, there are people there that just die hard, go crazy for Breaking Bad. I happen to live with one of them, and I purchased him the first season for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we were watching the first season, and the only season that I liked was season 2.
Yeah, season 2 was actually really good.
Season
Season
2 was
3
the
is
best.
good too. But
It's season 2 is with Gus, right?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Gus
season-
stays for a while though.
Does he say? Well, when does he die?
He dies almost. If there are 5 seasons, which I should know, I think he died at the end of the 4th season.
I thought he died at the end of the 3rd. Anyways, anytime there's with Gus in it, I like it. When Gus, well, that's just it. Anyways, so we were watching season 1 because I never saw season 1 at all, and he's watching it, and I'm sitting there dying. I mean, watching, being supportive, and I noticed a crochet throw in the
On
scene.
the couch.
First, there were 2. There was one that was like black and rainbowy, and the pattern I think is Catherine's Wheel. That's what it's called. And I'm like, I'm not making that because it doesn't go with the whole decor in our house. And on top of that, Catherine's Wheel Afghans are a lot of work. So I'm not making that from what I could get from YouTube and all that. So then, next scene, another couch, same room. There's a big old crochet granny blanket on there. And how did I get this time? You don't remember. I got all kinds of excited. I was sitting there I was like, my heart just jumped, and I was like, woohoo! And then I was like, can I make that? And I was like, yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
So I went to Ravelry looking for a pattern, which I really didn't need, and I found one, and I linked to it in on my.
Well, we did more than that. We were stopping episodes, screen
Hold up,
grabbing
I'll get
pictures.
to that.
Okay.
Don't step on my podcast.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
So I found a pattern for it because there's almost a pattern for everything on Ravelry, but it really isn't a good pattern. You know, it's just it doesn't tell you that it's a big granny square blanket and you should make it with these colors. Not that I could get from it. So, and it linked to another pattern, and so what I did was I just linked the pattern just so to give people a place to go to, and then that's when we started. Stopping the episodes and counting rows and, you know, going to Joann's and trying to find an economical way to make this thing happen. And it had to happen immediately because once we saw it, we were like, it has to be done.
We.
Right? I know you're like, when are you going to get to making that blanket? And I just saw it like yesterday.
You know, somewhere along the line on Stu's podcast, this blanket will be in the background.
Nobody
And
wants to hear about your podcast.
We'll be sitting on that blanket. And it's not for the podcast. It's for my blanket.
Right.
There it is. There it
What?
is.
Oh,
See?
yeah.
There it is.
So, here is the blanket. We went to Joann's and we took the iPads and the phones. We were getting out. We were trying to match
Colors.
Colors, right. So, first of all, if you don't crochet, a granny square is basically a square blanket that's made out of a bunch of clusters with spaces in it, okay? And easy. There are some people who cannot get the granny square. Take your time and use stitch markers to mark the beginning of the row and the end of the row. Trust me, it will change your life. So this is the big granny square that I'm making.
Big.
And big. Well, it's going to be big because
huge.
this is not, well, it's not huge yet. It's going to be really huge because I have to do like, I can't remember. I counted the rows. It's on my project page on Ravelry. But this is like 12 rows just for the center. And this orange color is Bernat yarn. It was $3.40 for about 400 and something yards.
Yarns.
Yards. So, and then this middle one is also Bernat, and it's called Light Heather. I don't know why, but it's the same price.
Which one is Light Heather? This one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's like the weedy color.
Yes,
No,
the
it's not
weedy
weed,
color.
Sandy.
Sandy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not what they didn't call it.
I know,
Sandy.
I know.
And this right here is Lion Brand. Now, this yarn we did kind of splurge for because it wasn't, number one, it was on sale. It wasn't on enough sale. And there's less yardage. There's less yardage in Lion Brand. In Lion Brand's Vantage Choice. It's Vantage Choice, not Lion Brand. It's Vantage Choice. Same difference. But for me to be like, because I'm going to need a whole lot of yardage. This blanket is eating up yarn like nobody's business. So
it's going to get more and more and more.
and this color is toast, right? But so far,
now when you say that color is toast, meaning it's done?
no,
it's toast.
It's the colorway. The colorway is called toast.
Oh.
And this last color is
What's a colorway?
Huh? It's the name of the colors.
Oh, colorway is just the name of the color.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No.
Okay. And this chocolate one that I'm working on now is Karen 1 pound, and the color is espresso.
Espresso.
I love this color. I think it's cute. Right. So this is the those are 4 colors that you need if you want to make it. So. Oh, and I'm also using, because someone asked, what hooks am I using? I am using the Clover Amour hooks. I love these.
I found one in the garage.
No, that's a different hook, honey. You're going to be mad when you hear about that hook. I'm using the Clover Amour hook size I, which is the 5.5 millimeter. I love the handle. I love these hooks. They feel so good. And I wait until Joann's doesn't have the hooks or no shoes or whatever on sale. I'm starting to dark out, huh?
There you go. That's why I'm moving.
Yeah. And when they don't have them on sale, and then I get a 40% off coupon or a 50% off coupon, and I'll go in and I'll buy these hooks, and that makes it worth it. So yeah. And so far so good. I have so much more to crochet on this blanket. It's ridiculous, but I think it's going to be it's going to be great. I'm excited. Excited about the blanket.
I'm excited about the blanket too.
Okay.
And it's not selfish because it's my blanket.
No, it's
so
not your blanket.
That's the one I found in the garage.
No, it ain't. It's not your blanket.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So the hook that he found in the garage, and look, Lois is going to have because she doesn't like crochet.
Why wouldn't she like crochet? She looks like a crocheter.
I think she knows how, but she just is like, the crochet.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm not even going to tell her to fast forward because I know she watches. So, whatever, suck it up, Lois. Anyway, so the hook that you found in the garage was from, it fell out the car, or my bag, my Knitting My Bag that I took to my yarn store, local yarn store. I took the big one, the sheep one.
LYS.
Right? And look, inside the bag is a bag. In a bag. Like, I had 2 bags inside this one. I love Knitting's My Bag and Big Cartel. Oh, and you know what else? See, I'm like digressing.
Did you just say Knitting's My Bag is a Big Cartel?
At Big Cartel. That's what, if you want to find the bag, she has a Big Cartel shop.
Oh.
Okay? So that's where you find your bags, because she makes the best bags. And on top of that, she's going to have a whole new line of bags called the Retreat bags.
Yes, I heard about this
the
today.
Retreat bags. I'm so excited. You know the bag that she made for me, so that's a prototype. The one for Christmas that's pink and
yes.
Pink
that we're
and
not
black.
allowed to show.
Yeah, well, we are allowed to show it. I just left it upstairs, right? But I'll put in a picture at the end or at the beginning of the podcast. Well, no, at the end too, because you guys are in it, right? And so she's going to have a whole line of that in the shop for her next update. Isn't that great? Yeah,
I'm not going to get one.
Because this time, huh? You know, no, you're not going to get one. She might make manly bags.
I actually was thinking for all my stuff, but no.
Oh yeah, right.
No, I got something.
You got a bag,
I
okay.
got something.
So anyway, so I took my bags on Sunday to the yarn store, and I met Schmopey. That's her name on Ravelry, who's Victoria, and she moved away. Now she's back. So we met at Creative View, which is the local yarn store, and I took my colorwork socks, which is really dumb. I don't know. I had a brain fart because you cannot do color work and
and
be
shoddy?
Yeah,
Gotta.
you can't. And on DPNs too, it's just not even happening, right?
Yeah.
So I
110%.
110%. So I had some yarn, but I needed a hook, right? So I purchased a hook. And besides, and Victoria said this too, that whenever she goes to the yarn store, she feels like she should buy something to support the yarn store. And I really feel the same way too, even though I told her I didn't, but I kind of do. Huh?
We go there.
What do you mean we go there?
I mean, we go there and buy stuff.
We do. But
You
we
know?
want to keep her open because, you know,
Right.
it's a very small...
No, it is, and I love her. And don't get me wrong. I mean,
More-
I'm not saying don't, but I mean, and I'm not saying you shouldn't.
Yeah, you should. You better not say I should.
No, I think it was great that you did. The cats didn't seem to be that impressed.
They left it alone.
They were just like,
I was looking for this. So I wanted a hook so I can start making granny squares because I don't make enough granny squares, right? And granny squares are quick and simple and easy for me, and I can do it without thinking. And where are the squares?
maybe that's what fell on the floor.
Oh, no, they're right there. Can you get them? That is what film for. Quick, simple, and easy, and I can join them as I go, and right? So, that's the wrong way. I didn't leave my end. Shoulder front. So, I needed a hook.
All of these
The
things.
salesperson at the yarn store showed me they had they had a Clover hook with the flat. I think it's Clover, but it's a brand that I already have, and I like those. But then there was also this one, and this is an Addi hook, ADDI, and the size is 5.5 because I asked it for a size
So you
I.
have a
So I
5.5.
purchased. I have like 3, but
This is a 5.5.
yes. I have like 3. I'm telling you, I have 3. I already had 2. Then I probably have like 4, because I have like the cheapy Susan Bates one.
That's
Which-
cheap.
They are cheap, and I don't like them at all. But I still have them, right? So, and I saw the price. The price. This thing is like, I want to say it's about $7, but I always use a coupon, right? So I spend max $4 on this, right? This thing was $13, like $13. I want to say $13.95.
Yeah, but it's like an old toothbrush handle.
It's supposed to be like aerodynamic and.
Oh yeah, because like when you're crocheting, the wind resistance really slows you down.
Oh no, not aerodynamic, ergonomic. Yeah, right. And she
And it
asked.
matches the yarn.
Well,
Look at
yeah.
that.
So that's how I knew it was meant to be because it matched the yarn, and I had never used it. And I'm like, well, this is research for the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. As of now, I can't stand it. When I was knitting with it, because let me see.
You know those.
First of all-
those Addi ad execs were just getting their
I know,
checkbook out.
right?
They're like, we're writing
Yeah,
her.
because I'm
No,
so
no.
I'm just being honest. Y'all know me. But first of all, look at the length. Okay, because all I need is more handle in my hand, right? I don't. Right? That's number 1. And number 2, it's just weird for me. So as of right now, and I got this on Sunday, and today is only Tuesday, right?
Right? Yeah.
As of from Sunday to Tuesday, and 4 squares in, right? I don't like it at all. I don't like it.
So you can find this on eBay.
If you like it, let me know your opinions about it. If you've used it, let me know your opinions. But so far, in my honest opinion, save your money, get you these. Because these feel better. Doesn't this feel like a whole lot of something in your hand?
Toothbrush.
It is a whole lot of thought. Yeah, she asked if I held hook like if I was brushing my teeth or like a pencil. And I told her I hold it more like I'm brushing my teeth because I don't hold
that's what it
I
reminds
hold a
me of.
pencil like that.
And that,
And I
you
don't
know,
look like that.
yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, so anyways, I don't like it. So, but I'm still, it doesn't mean I'm going to put it away. I'm going to keep it for these squares because they match, and I'm going to keep trying it. And if my hand gets accustomed to it, anything happens, then I'll let you guys know. But as of right now, I don't like it. So yeah, $13.95, not well spent. But it was well spent because I supported my yarn store. So yeah, and I got to spend time with friends. You know, and
Smoky.
I also had coffee there. So I go, you know, that's like inexpensive coffee. Inexpensive coffee. And yeah, speaking of Schmopey, she brought me back yarn because Stash Down is for real.
What is Stash Down?
Stash Down is
I haven't been on the podcast for a couple episodes.
one episode. Okay? So Stash Down is a knitter's attempt to get her stash under control by pretty much knitting solely.
I support Stash Down.
But my stash down is not stash down. It's stash round. I'm trying to round out my stash. That's my goal. To round out my stash to make it a more cohesive and happy and harmonious stash. Through acquiring yarns with a plan and a
Yarns
purpose.
with a plan.
Yarns with a plan and a purpose.
Yarns with a plan and
Yeah.
purpose.
That's my line and I'm sticking to it. Right?
I agree.
Okay. So, because, you know, you helped with Stash Down so much the last time we went out and got yarn.
Creekside?
Yes, at Creekside.
I liked Creekside. I'm sure they're not watching. But yeah, I
In Visalia, California.
Yeah, in Visalia.
Right.
Yeah.
They have some nice yarns there.
And they were complimentary to
They're
me.
very, oh gosh. That's because they don't have to live with you. So, Victoria brought me back some ALIZE bamboo, and it's pure bamboo yarn.
Bamboo.
She says she thinks it comes from Turkey. So, and it
The
is
country, not the animal.
right, and it's 100% bamboo. It's cool to the touch, which is it's very intriguing. So I love it. The colors are nice, don't you think?
No, I do. It seems to be.
The colors that I'm leaning towards, yeah, now. The cooler. I'm trying to get out of my warm color.
Look at those colors.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to get on my warm color kick. But it's never going to happen. I do what I like.
Cool summer colors.
Cool. Okay. And what? Oh. There is knitting. I got to find it.
There is some knitting.
There is some knitting over here. Right. So, Instagram, like I told you guys last week, Instagram is the devil, but I love it so much because it's a big time suck. And I want to make everything that everybody posts, right? And, well, this is the same for last week. So, Knittables, who is Diane of the Knittables podcast, did a wonderful tutorial on these socks called the Stitch Surfer Socks. And they were in Knitty Deep Fall 2012 issue. And she's made 9 pairs, she says, and they are just so gorgeous. And then Stephen Waters, S.O. Waters, he's on Instagram, and he made 4 pairs. And he sits on a dock, and you see the water, and you see his like legs, and he has tattoos, but you see his legs, and then you see his Stitch Surfer socks in there, and they just look so cool. So I've always wanted to make these socks, and
So he's a knitter?
He's a knitter, and
But he lives on the ocean.
No, I don't know if he lives on the water. I know all his personal business, but I know that he sits on the docks, and
And that's where he does his podcast?
No, he doesn't do a podcast.
Oh.
He just puts
okay.
pictures on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
With his
Okay,
socks.
okay.
But he has, who's that? Keith Haring?
Keith Haring?
I think he has a Keith Haring tattoo. So he's so cool,
I
right?
didn't think Keith Haring did tattoos. Okay.
Anywho, so I showed you guys that I started the Stitch Surfer socks last week, and I podcasted. It's only been a couple of days in between podcasts, but since I got dressed for his, I'm like, well, might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Don't mess up the fro. So this is the progress that I have made on my Stitch Surfer socks. And as you can see, I'm starting to stitch in a direction. So I think I'm stitching right first. See? I am using...
Better than stitching wrong first.
Look at it. You can see it, right? And if you look very closely, you can see that the yarn is changing colors.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The yarn we got from Creekside.
Yay, Creekside.
Yay. And this yarn is...
They said I was very knowledgeable.
Viking of Norway. Okay, well then you tell about the yarn, Mr. Knowledgeable.
This is from Viking of Norway. It's a superwash yarn. It's good for making socks. You can see it's color changing. Let's see. I don't know any of this stuff. I'm looking for the weight. Where's the weight?
What is the weight? The weight?
Sock weight? Sock yarn?
Oh, it's fingering weight. Well, it
Fingering
says you should use it with a US size 2, which makes it really good for...
Are you using it too?
I am not. I'm
You're
using
using
a
two?
US size 1.
Wow.
Yes.
You're such a rebel.
I am. Don't you tell me what to do. I'm going to do the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it's a superwash. It's 75% superwash. What is superwash?
It means that you can wash it.
Yeah, but superwash isn't a thing.
It's merino wool.
Well, why doesn't it say merino wool?
I don't know. Maybe it's
And then it
just
says
assumed.
25% nylon. But it's a product of Viking of Norway, but it's made in China.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Anyway, so...
But it's very nice colors.
I only
My wife
purchased...
picked it.
And how much did this skein cost?
I don't know. It says $14. on it.
$14. So it wasn't on sale. And so we only purchased, because he was with me when I got the yarn, I only purchased one skein of this yarn. And the problem with the yarn and the socks is that the yarn is a single ply. That's what it's called. It's like roving. It's a single ply. Look at me and my spinner terminology. A single ply, and it's very lofty. And because I'm using signature needles, which are very pointy, I split the yarn a lot. Not a ton, but enough to irritate me. However,
Maybe that's why you should use a size 2.
No, I don't want it, because then the sock would have been too big.
For who?
For me.
What about for me?
Okay, so I'm not making you socks this year. That's the back up off me.
No socks.
No socks.
No socks.
But I don't, it's not really a pain. I just split it, and I know that I have to watch for it, which is why I haven't made a lot of progress with the sock, because I have to be mindful and aware and really sit down and see what I'm doing. And I like to get up in the morning and knit, and I get up so early that it's dark, and in the room that I knit in, there isn't adequate enough lighting. So I have to wait until the sun comes up, and then by that time the house is active. The kids have gone, but the house is active. So I can't really concentrate. But so far, so good. The Stitch Surfer socks, they're in Tarja. You guys, check out Diane's tutorial. I forgot to tell you guys about this last week, but in her tutorial, I mean, she teaches you how to knit on circular needles, how to do the Turkish cast on, how to do intarsia, how to wrap and turn.
Wrap and turn.
Yeah, and that's just the first one. I haven't made it to the second one, because she might teach you how to do a different kind of heel. But that's what she teaches you guys in one video. Like, that's a lot to cram into. That's a whole lot of tutorial for a video. You know, and I think it's just excellent. I think it's great of her. So I can't wait to make...
That was a great edit. What we did.
You won't
while
even
you
see
guys
that.
were away.
Okay, I'm going to edit. You know I'm going to edit that out. What we did. Dude, please. Okay, so knitting, if you want the Stitch Surfer pattern, because you have to have the pattern, it's free. So I forgot to say that too. And that goes a long way towards stash down, because you use 2 skeins of yarn. So 2 skeins down. Okay? Okay. So I have been sewing.
Changing gears.
Changing gears, right? I have been sewing, and this is what took a lot of time away from my knitting yesterday. And let me just say, and I've said this to 2 friends already, and I'll say this, and I said it to my boys, and I'm telling you guys so you can remind me, okay?
I'll remind you.
Okay. The next time someone asks me to sew, knit, crochet, bake something for someone that I don't know, remind me to tell them no.
Oh.
Yes, I don't enjoy doing things for people that I don't know, right? I'm saying this because my friend Tina, Tina Waller.
Mm-hmm. No,
Tina, right?
I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking to myself, who would... It'd be like somebody coming up to me and going, yeah, I got this friend who's got a friend and he needs fill in the blank. And
no,
I'd be like,
it's like, well, Tina asked me to, because I gave out aprons because this is a very crafty holiday, right?
Yes, it was.
So, and I gave Tina aprons and lemons and tea, right? She loved, and of course the apron she loved.
I wonder if we have more lemons.
I
we do.
know.
I think we do.
They're supposed to be. Wait, you better bring me my owl when you go down to your parents.
Yep.
This is an aside. This is a personal aside. You guys see, because you're family now. You're family.
You can't
they
see
can't see
the
because
owl.
it's blown
Oh,
out.
there you go. Well, it's on this side.
Yeah.
It is. There's the owl. My mom made that when I was like a kid. That's got to be 30 years old. They want to get it dry cleaned before they give it to Nicole. But yeah, it's an owl.
I love owls.
My mom made that for me.
I love owls.
She hooked it.
She hooked it up. She latched hooked. Right.
Latched hooked, yep.
Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it. If I want to turn it into a pillow.
Or just fold it up and put it under the stairs.
No, I might want to.
Oh.
It'll look good in here too, because next to your Keith Haring, I can hang it. Anyways. But I want some lemons and I want the owl when you go down.
They're getting it cleaned.
guys are
I'm not even
family.
playing.
You
They're
guys are
getting
family.
it
You get to
cleaned.
see this stuff.
They're getting it cleaned.
Okay.
So
Anyway.
dry cleaned.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
gonna stop
So
it
that
right
was
there.
the lemon, right? So that's lemon and parents.
Right.
So anyway, so I gave that to one of my friends, and so a couple of weeks ago, a week ago, she came to the house, and we were hanging out and talking and chilling and reconnecting, and she was like, "Oh, I love my apron. I wear it all the time. Can you make me aprons for my nieces?"
No. And Nikki said,
Sure. I got some fabric left.
I could see you saying it like that too. Sure, I have some fabric.
Sure, right? Because
Who knows?
first of all, I love Tina. I love Tina.
We got no problem with the Tina.
No problem
We
with
love the Tina.
Love Tina is family, right?
Yeah.
She feeds us.
Yes, she does.
Doesn't
Goat.
She gives us stuff, and then on top of that, when she came
Plates.
bearing gifts. So she had a candle. I got a candle, but then it's like, well, can you hook me up to?
Everybody
Aprons.
gives you candles.
I don't know.
One of my friends gave Nikki a candle.
I got 2 candles, but I do burn my candles.
Both ends.
Funny. So, I was like, sure, I have some, still some of the fabric that I used to make Tina's apron. And Tina is a very colorful person. She's from Ghana. So she loves bright,
Yes, she
bold, in-your-face color. She's the type of woman that her earrings don't match. She wears 2 different earrings. And, yeah, she enjoys that, right? What? So I made her an apron to fit her personality. And I'm like, okay. She never, ever, the only thing she asked for are lemons. Right? She never
And she
asked.
doesn't. And she never makes lemonade.
So she never asked for, you're not going to be on anymore if you keep, like, busted duds.
Busted
You're either
duds.
part of the solution
Or
part of
the
the problem.
Okay.
Okay. So, can I finish the story?
Yes.
Okay. So, so when she asked me, I'm like, okay, this is going through my head at the same time. She never asked for anything, still has some of the fabric. Okay. Right? It was like the worst experience ever making aprons for people that I don't know at all. I was not involved in it. I wasn't emotionally connected to it. I wasn't pumped to do it. I procrastinated until the very last minute, kind of, sort of, to do it. I got an early start, and then I made a mistake. So I messed up one apron, and the fabric was really limited. I messed up the apron because I sewed on the bias binding too tight. And I ended up keeping that apron for myself, and it's not even done, right? So then that just made me all like kind of, huh? So finally, I got up yesterday, and because she was supposed to come yesterday to pick up the aprons, right? So I got up and I had already cut them out.
Yes, you
did.
did.
And I got up and I sewed the aprons. I put on a movie on Netflix, and I sewed the aprons. And yeah, so this is the first one. So her aprons have pockets, right? And I'm like, I'm not making both of these aprons with pockets because that's a lot of work. It's an easy pocket thing, but it's a lot of work to do. And if you guys want to know which pattern that I use for my aprons, just check back. Send me a message if it's really that serious. Or you can go back to a couple of episodes in Christmas when I was making aprons for Christmas, and I told about the pattern. I know that I got the pattern off Etsy. It was $3.50, and it was like the best $3.50 ever spent because I wear this pattern out.
I printed it.
No, you didn't print that pattern. It's a different pattern.
Oh. I had nothing to do with this.
You did. You had nothing to do with this. So this is the first. This is the first apron, and I decided not to give this lady any pockets. I don't care. I don't know her, but it is an apron. This is the color that Tina's apron was. This was it's like a half a yard, but it was from a fat. It's not a fat quarter. It's bigger than a fat quarter, right? So yeah, and I just used my regular sewing machine, and so the trick that I decided for this was I was going to cut out one pattern twice on one piece of fabric, and then flip the two fabrics face forward, sew around the outside, and then flip it inside out. And that way I wouldn't have to worry about a seam, and then just put some bias binding around. And this bias binding, people say it's a problem. You see
I'm just
it?
looking at the stitch.
Oh, I did a decorative stitch, but
That's very nice.
thank you. It is. I noticed that when I stopped sewing I made a mistake on the last one, but this one was better. You just take your time if you're sewing. And my trick for making bias binding look good too is, because I used to be worried about sewing a straight line around the bias binding because I was using contrasting fabric. What I did for this one, and the second one you'll see is I used a zigzag stitch.
Very clever.
Right, so it can look like it's a design, so if it goes anywhere, it's zigzag. So, and then on top of that, I tacked down the back bias binding anyway. So I tacked down
Cool.
it was, right. So
Very
this
cool.
is the first one, it's done. Get out of my face. And then this is the second one. And this one has pockets. This one has pockets. Can you hold it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. This one has pockets, so right here. And there's bias binding. So all of these aprons, they kind of all tie in because they are family members, right? So this one, this color and this color were in this fabric and this fabric, this color and this color. This fabric and this fabric were in Tina's aprons. So that ties in together for this girl. The bias binding around the pockets tie into that apron, and then there's a different color bias binding because I ran out of the green and I couldn't do the whole apron, so I just did the orange. But I did do the decorative stitch in the green to match this, and that's it. So that's what I've been. That took me all day yesterday. All day yesterday.
Are those lobsters?
Where? No, those are butterflies.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, that took me all day yesterday, and today it's already 1 o'clock, and the boys will be home soon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean yeah.
Woohoo! So I'm gonna go up and wash my face and sit down and what's for dinner? We'll figure that out.
McDonald's.
And, can we please? Because that way I don't have to cook.
Yeah, I think that's what's for dinner tonight. We're gonna do the Irish food.
And the Irish McDonald's.
McDonald's.
And so knit. Although I am going to use my serger. I'm going to serge something today. I need to practice because I don't want to lose it. You use it or you lose it. I don't want to lose it. So, yep. And that is everything that I have been working on since the last time I podcasted, and that's just a couple of days. And not even everything, because my colorwork sock that's green, my what is it called? Oh my god.
Which one?
Lithuanian amber socks, which are purple and green. I touched those too. I did pick them up at midnight and knit a couple of rows on them, but then I put them down. So I did touch those. Yeah.
You've been busy.
I have been busy. I've been busy.
Busy.
Yeah, so that's it. The positive thought for...
Do I have to come up with one right now on the spot?
Yeah, you want... What else? Yeah. Do you have one? See, this is how hard it is for him to be positive.
Be what you is, not what you is not. Folks who know this have the happiest lot.
That's horrible. That's not even proper English. Do you know people watch this podcast with their children? And you talk on television?
I challenge any of the knitters out there who are around my age to tell me where that came from.
How old are you? You're not 42. You're running around saying 42. You're going to believe it. You're going to believe it. You are not 42.
Be what you is, not what you is not. Folks who know this have the happiest lot.
And that's the positive thought.
That's my positive thought. Do you have a positive thought?
Yes.
And we laugh.
Away from you. My positive thought is to Yarn Snob on Instagram, right? I posted a picture of my stitch surfers, and she was like, my New Year's resolution is to knit and crochet like you. And I was awed, and I was like, girl, no, because I don't think I'm gonna. I can.
Oh, she said that to you.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said that to her.
No, she said it to me, and I was like, girl, no, because I'll start stuff and not finish them.
You don't have too many of those that I see. Maybe you hide them very well.
I know. There's a box.
I mean, never mind.
But I thought that was very, very, very sweet.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think for me this year is, if I had a goal and it was a positive thought, is to just continuously, always, go back to being you, revert back to yourself, check back in with yourself, and do what makes you happy. Especially things that you have the pleasure of doing in your time off, that you don't have to do. So we don't have to do this craft. There's no reason for it. So why not do things that make us happy? Like not sewing for people that you don't know.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, see, it all ties in.
Mm-hmm.
Go me. Okay, that's
All right.
it.
That's it?
Yeah. So that's it for this episode. We hope that you guys have a wonderful week of knitting, sewing, I was just say drinking. I don't know where that
Watching
came from.
news.
Watching news or not. I don't watch news. Yeah, and crocheting. And we hope that you guys will join us next time here in the house or in the loft or somewhere. Hopefully in the loft.
Yeah.
Clean it.
You know what? The eBay's almost done, so yes, it'll be cleaned.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'll be positively knitting. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
That's it. We're done. Woo-woo.